I'm sure this goes without saying that for 90% of the population here, you should probably skip Sigurd because this banner is pretty mid. It's your standard filler Ragnarok banner with a couple random Gearhead, Elaine, Mono, and Merlin. That's great and all, but not enough to warrant summoning. Like I said, for most of you guys, we got the festival right around the corner. They just announced the voting, so go out and vote, make a difference. Yeah, that's great and all. Let's talk about Sigurd though. That's why we're here. He's okay. He's decent. He's not terrible. He's actually mid. Well, maybe like mid plus, right? I don't know. I think it's hard to say right now because obviously there's not going to be a whole lot of people running him. In a Milim heavy meta, humans just aren't where they need to be in order to compete, I think, especially if they're going second. It's just an auto lose. And we've got our first SSR. Go ahead and take a little peek. But let's take a look at his kit. Starting with his passive, for each applicable ally participating in battle, their basic stats increase by 5% and damage dealt by 10%, and the hero is given the additional race demon. Now, obviously we knew that. Red Sigurd was a human and a demon, so he could potentially be on both teams, right? So at the end of the enemy's turn, all enemies are inflicted with Graham's Curse for 4 turns. When the hero enters the battle from the secondary slot, ooh, spicy, all instances of Graham's Curse are removed from all enemies at the start of the ally's turn, decreasing the corresponding enemy's remaining HP by 15% and increasing the hero's attack-related stats by 15 up to 45% for each instance of Graham's Curse removed. So that's interesting, right? Because this is specifically the second clause of that happens when he comes from the secondary slot into battle. That is when all instances of Graham's Curse are removed. Now, this does also technically proc after 4 turns, because that's when Graham's Curse, I believe runs out, and it only works once, okay? So he's a little slower in 4v4 PvP, like Guild Wars. 4 turns might be a stretch. I'm not sure if that's going to proc a lot in Guild Wars, but it's still okay, I guess, in regular PvP, because you'll have something to look forward to in case somebody dies that isn't. Well, even if it is Eskimar that dies, it doesn't really matter. I don't know. It's okay. It's different, which is cool. We got another SSR. What do we got? Ooh, Gearhead. Great. So he has the singles target pierce attack. Great. And then another single target corruption attack. Got a new keyword here. Damage dealt plus 1.2% per 1% of remaining HP. Crit chance plus 50% for each instance of Graham's Curse on enemies. Interesting. So it sounds like he wants to deal damage, is what it sounds like, okay? He's chilling in the back slot. He's going to get that attack-related buff. His cards, they scale pretty well off of running an attack set. But up to 45% attack-related stats. He definitely wants to be a heavy hitter. But I don't know. I just feel like his kit is just not... It's not really there when it comes to raw DPS. And then his single target flood on his ults, which is the normal scaling from 560 to 840. Dupes don't really matter. He doesn't do anything fancy with them. He's a pretty normal guy. Pretty standard stuff. And that's pretty much it. It's pretty simple kit. Nothing really, I would say, groundbreaking. I don't know. I don't think he has any space on the demon team right now, though. Especially with their new setup, a Halloween Asta, Demi, and then filler unit, and then whatever backline they want, which is probably not going to be Sigurd? I could be wrong. Not 100% sure, but in terms of summons, it's not looking good. Was that not the 300 mark just now? That was a 300 mark, and this is going to be the worst possible timeline. We might have to go all the way and hit that 600th point for Sigurd, which sounds awful. So let's take a look at the PvP teams right now, specifically the human meta and the demon meta, just to see how Sigurd may or may not place. Obviously, he does technically fill in the back slot. Interesting. So there is... He might actually work as a better backline for demons. I think his team is better on... It looks like, based off of some statistics, his team might be better for demons. Maybe Halloween Esta, and then the classic double unknown demon, which is Gelda Demi, which is hilarious at this point because now double race, 3 units on this team are triple race. Wait, 3 units on this team are double race, and that is insane. And that version of the team doesn't run Meliodas, which is funny, but you can still technically run Meliodas, right? You could take out Gelda, or you could take out Demi and throw in Meli. Surprisingly, Halloween Esta is kind of like a good-ass unit. And obviously, he probably was a skip for most people. But he is surprisingly meta, which, I don't know, I'm here for. It's tough when you get these new niche, like, in-between collab, in-between festival units that are just low-key goated because not a lot of people are going to want to summon for them. And then they just turn around and switch up the meta team for that race entirely, so good for them. The human version, right, is pretty standard. The human team didn't change that much. You got Ultimate Eska, Eternal Eska. I got on a lane, great. Light Percy, Chaos Arthur, and then Sigurd, which was pretty much the team already. They just added Sigurd. I guess technically Chaos Arthur was Lilia? LR Lilia? That was the better variant of the team. People were hella sleeping on Lilia. I think people still sleep on Lilia. But that is irrelevant. The point is, he technically does have a space in the back slot for both demons and humans. It's just unknowns are literally the top team right now. Top tier team. Milim Balder, Milim Gother. You're not... One Milim team can go second, the other Milim team can go first. It's a tough spot right now. Milim, debatably top 2. Maybe top 1. Honestly, she's kind of the GOAT. And surely she falls off soon. But we'll see. We did have to go all the way for 600 for Sigurd, so that fucking sucks, but it is what it is. So if you guys like to drop a thumb, maybe sub if you're into that, and I'll see you in the next one.